All right. What is up, Keyforge community? Welcome everyone to this really incredible event. We are just so excited to be doing this. This is, a brainchild of Emperor Riku, who we've got up above. And then this whole stream is been put together by Lord Judo Tom. They both spent so much work on this already. So huge round of applause for them right off the bat. And yeah, let's get into this. So this
Let's
is the
go.
final frame kickoff stream. Yeah. It's so exciting.
So excited.
There's been a lot of hype building up to this. Riku has been hyping it up so much, and really, we want to give this over to Riku because this is his brainchild. This is his event that he's been putting together, really kind of heading up. We're here because we get to try and help him make this really one of the best online events ever. I think it's going to be fast. It's going to be super high paced. It's going to be kind of brutal, but it's also going to be some of the best Keyforge that we've seen online in a really long time. So, without further ado, Riku, this is your baby. Do you want to tell us why you wanted to do this, and then what the actual event is?
Hello everyone, it's Riku coming from Vietnam. So after KFC, I feel like we haven't had an account event for a long time. I think we have something we have a KFPL, but right now the KFPL doesn't have enough people. I mean people watching them, and then not really many people try to get in KPL right now. So I think we are missing something. Missing something really a good online event that everybody want to compete. So at first I have different idea, but then I think maybe we should just do an account with every top player from last year. And then after that, I asked Orion Akinon for the help, and then now we are here.
Hmm. Yeah. So just to kind of give a shout out really quick to a lot of people who have worked on it. You mentioned Algernon, Lord Judo, obviously here. We have also a team of judges who have agreed to kind of come help with this. I don't know who else in that judging group, Riku.
We have first I asked I invite Marcus and Guy, the two official God Galaxy officials from last year, and then I also because both Marcus and Guy are from the NA time zone, the American time zone, so I want another judge that can work in Europe time zone, and then I asked for Hero Felix attack, and then he accept. So we have three judges.
Awesome. So 3 judges, and then we've got a large media team both working on trying to cover this a lot, and then also getting us a lot of statistics. So we'll talk more about that. But really quick, let's take a look at this event schedule. The tournament overview. I guess you already talked about that a little bit, but the format of this tournament is, like we said, it's going to be very fast. This is a 32-person tournament, invite only. Archon best of 3 single elimination. So what you see here, this is going to be some brutal games. Half of our competitors, who are
Very
all
brutal.
incredible competitors, are going to be knocked out in the first round here. And yeah, we're going to see the best decks, best players. It's going to be great. It's going to do 1 week at a time for each round. So you can see kind of on our bracket here, we've got this starting week. So after this event right now, games are going to start getting played, start getting scheduled. We'll do the first 16 matches this week. And then each week after that, it'll go 8 matches, 4 matches, 2 matches, and then our final, bringing us to the end of March. First week of April there is when our final is going to be crowned. And with the final, we also have some prizing, right, Riku?
Yeah. So at first, when I first start this event, I think I myself will sponsor for the event. So I there will be a trophy, a champion playmat, and then Vietnamese display seal for the champion. But then after a few weeks, also have an anonymous donator that send us the donation very generous. So we will extend the pricing. Now we will have the top four. We will have runner up. We also get a playmat, a special one, and then top four we also get playmat.
The
Yeah, so
designs, Riku, we're still discussing the design, right?
Mhm.
Maybe even some community interaction about which design will make it for the playmats, correct?
Yeah, I want we put a vote or something, or maybe it can be also a pricing for the prediction game. We will talk about the prediction game
Yep.
later, but it can be a prize. So who win this, you can decide the playmat artwork. But right now it's just it's not final yet.
Nope. No, no.
Yeah,
Still a work in
but that is a
progress.
huge thank you to that anonymous donator, giving us a lot more ability to stretch the pricing. And I think a big part of that, what Riku is saying, is that we're also, even though this is a pretty exclusive tournament, these are all people who have really proven their worth in Archon to be able to get here. We want this to still be lots of community engagement. So Riku has already been putting together a lot of, like you've seen them, the different predictions that we put together. Once this bracket is put together, we're also going to do bracket predictions and all kinds of other things like that. And then also try to have some more interaction just with the community, even having some prizing along with the competitors. And like we said, the content creator side, the media side. The big other thing we're trying to do with this tournament is to have as much media coverage as possible. So this first week, it's 16 matches, lots of different time zones. We're going to do our best.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, but we're going to do our best. We have like literally, I think we have 12 different people who have already committed to saying like, we're going to try and record at least one game. And
everyone records one game and then someone does something extra. Like we have the first 16 matches already. So
yeah, it's a lot, but it's a lot of people who have banded together to just give, even if they can only have the time for one game, they're still going to give that to us. And that is huge for us. So huge thanks to our large media team. And then also we've got, like I said, some statistical stuff. We've got some in-game analysis kind of stuff we're going to work with some other creators from the community. So this is a large effort of people, all because Riku had this thought to like bring people together and try and get this going in the time between all of these events. So without further ado, let's get into the actual predictions. Tom, you want to tell us what's going on with that?
Yeah. A quick shout out to Cats and Dogs. I think community OP accolades. I think that would be a very good idea, actually. We didn't talk to them, but hey, if anybody happens to be listening, now's the time to do something cool. No, but this stream, we will actually we will do the draw live. And for people that don't know how a 32 bracket kind of works, there's like 4 quadrants. There's like the top left, the bottom left, the top right, and the bottom right. And those kind of 8, like 4 groups of 8, where one kind of will go to like the semifinal. So we will start from top to bottom. So we'll fill the whole left side of the bracket first and the whole right side of the bracket. Then we will actually reveal the decks that those players are playing, talk a little bit about the matchup, and then in the end we all look at the bracket as a whole and take the community predictions and see if that's even still possible. Maybe the top 8 is all in the same group of 8, and then your predictions are are gone. But let's that's kind of the idea that we'll be doing, and it will all be live. So bear with us if there's some technical difficulties, but we will try our best.
We've been saying none of us are getting paid for this, but we all love it. And we love Riku and this idea. So we're going to try and do our best with it. But that is an important thing you said, that this is all going to be random. There's no seeding for this at all.
No seeding.
So we could see 2 world champions facing each other round 1. And that's just the way it's going to go. It's going to be brutal, but it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is going to be hard to justify seeding. So seeding is kind of like the number 1, 2, 3, 4 ranked players out of the 32, for instance, would all end up in these different quadrants, where the ideal outcome is that number 1 and 2 might face each other in the finals. But there's no seeding, so everything is random. Maybe in the future there will be some seeding based on outcomes of previous tournaments. But for now, it's all random, and we're gonna do it with this wheel of names.
And just before we spin this, one other thing that might come up is we're doing this for Archon. Archon is, again, kind of one of the quintessential Keyforge formats. In the future, there may be Alliance, there may be other things, but this is just the one that kind of Riku wanted to do to really show kind of the highest level standard Keyforge we can do. So just a note on that. But
the Wheel of Fortune or the Wheel of Misfortune. We will see which one it will be. For me, it's gonna be the Wheel of Misfortune. I'm calling it already. So
I mean, like, is there any player on here you want to be matched up with?
no. I want to buy. Is that
very-
possible? I can't have a buy. Can I?
That is important to note that both Riku and Lord Judo
Yes.
are in this tournament, as well as doing some casting, doing all the organization and stuff here. So this could be a happy or a rough time for both of them.
We'll see. We'll see.
We
All
will
right.
see.
So I think I'm about to hit the button of the first spin. Let's go.
I think we're ready to go.
Let's go. Let's hit it. Oof. We did a dry run, but this is more exciting.
It's so real now.
It's so real.
Ooh, there we go.
Isfet.
First one.
Isfet. All right.
Isfet. And you're going to be able to see on the right-hand side, we're going to be updating that bracket real time. And then once this bracket is shared, you're going to see all the decks listed on there as well. And then I think we're going to try and also get the posted media coverage for that match once the match is done.
So
Isfet.
Isfet versus Matze. Take it away, guys.
Riku, you're the one who put these together. You want to tell us a little bit about these players?
Yeah, I think Isfet is right now one of the best player in France and in Europe as well. And his the deck Dictator is also a very good one. I think it's very close to the level of the famous Netherlands deck. So Isfet it can be a good contender for winning its own. And then they Matze, I love Matze. I love you, man.
They're both such likable people.
Yeah, he fly all around the world last year just to attend on the Keyfork OP, and yeah, and he also the only player bring AOA deck, so it will be a very interesting.
Yeah. So
that AOA deck is
I might be a
also-
bit biased here because I don't want Europe to face each other, obviously. But do you guys think that they brought their winning deck, as what we call it, also to the tournament? We know, but so some of the decks have been shared, so I won't leave you in suspense any longer. So we're gonna reveal the deck. So it's either Dictator and Charizard. Let's see if they brought their respective decks, and it looks like they did actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Cats and Dog mentioned this in the chat, but you're going to see these overlays all day. This is incredible work by Riku and Judo putting this stuff together. And this is all real time. Like we have all the individual ones put together, but we don't know what the matchups are yet. This is all new for us too. So we're putting these together on the fly. So like huge round of applause for them for the work they did on putting this together. But we've got, this is a nasty matchup, right?
Yeah,
It's a AOA with a lot of steel. But Dictator also wants the key cheat, so we put kind of like the key cards a bit on the bottom left, so you can kind of talk about them. You can pull up DOK next to it if you're fast enough to follow a little bit along. But Dictator is one hell of a deck. It's a famous French deck. Honestly, it's feared in the NKFL. And Charizard, I have actually faced the deck myself and got eliminated, unfortunately. By Matze in the Dutch Nationals. It's a very solid AOA deck. And you said it's the only AOA deck, Riku?
yeah, it's the only
Yep.
AOA deck.
Ah.
So if anybody here vote for AOA in the top
I see
three,
Team Matze in the chat, so nice. Yeah. Do we have any clear favorites already for this matchup, or?
I think Isfet has an advantage here because Georgia is a deck that doesn't like Kichit.
Yeah, does not.
Yeah, Georgia has a lot of options to take opponent object, but the Detector can just Kichit and then yeah.
I think Dictator might have the edge here. This is like a very superficial analysis, right? These players obviously know way better. They might be super happy or already preparing for the next game. Who knows? All right, Isfet Matze, game one. Let's go back to the wheel of of Fortune again.
Yeah, while you're doing that, good call out there from Sunday. Both of these decks have really high expected amber, but if I think Chorzard wins if La Dictator tries to just go with the rush game instead of the key cheat. I think what you're saying, the key cheat is what's really going to be the deciding factor of how soon that gets set up versus that super high speed and steely rush from Chorzard.
Nice, good call. All right, here we go. Spinning the wheel.
This is stressful. I'm not even playing in this.
So stressful.
Yeah.
Ooh, there we go.
It's Sith.
So there's some chatter in the Discord about the two. There's a lot of different teams, Keyforge teams represented, but I think the two biggest ones are Archon's Corner and Rebout. So
Yes.
it'll be interesting to see if we get some. And we do.
Called
Right
the
off the bat,
rivalry, and it's right there.
two teams facing
my
off against each
goodness.
other.
Sith versus Sheep.
And
yeah,
one
what
of
do you
these
want to say
decks
about these
especially
two?
needs almost no introduction. But yeah, so we've got two US Vault Tour winners here. And some international stuff on Sheep's side, but Sith Angmar winning the Dallas Vault Tour in 2023 in Archon, and then coming back and winning the San Antonio, so also in Texas Vault Tour, but that was in Alliance. So kind of an all-arounder. Faith is a very famous Winds of Exchange deck that he brought to the Dallas Vault Tour, and then Sheep. I mean, Sheep is prolific in this game, has probably more top 8s than just about anyone, right? But yeah, also done some international stuff. So
yeah,
Sheep
he was
has
the
been
runner-up in Spain, correct? Yeah,
bringing Pink Fraud all over the place, and yeah, just being a staple competitor and just staple of the Keyforge community. So this will be quite the matchup.
Yeah, and they did bring Faith
matchup.
and the Fraud, obviously. So still, those 4 first players, they brought their winning deck. We put the accolades together as well.
So Sip didn't give me his achievement list, so that's why I missed something in his achievement in his profile card. He only sent me only one sentence that say achievement. I am the buyer of Pink Fraud.
That's his one achievement.
That was his achievement, buyer of Pink Fraud.
Yeah, so that's why I missed some of his achievement.
But I think here Pink Fraud can be a very fast deck, like turn 6, 7, 5, it might be over, and Faith just kind of wants to set up. What do you guys think here?
I think if Fraud didn't have the EMP blast, it'd be a much different story.
Yeah.
So one, Fraud is going to do the key cheat stuff, which is again something that Faith I don't think loves seeing. It does really kind of want to do that kind of long-term game plan and kind of slowly control the amber. But that EMP blast just sets Faith back so much. So depending on the timing of that, it could be really, really interesting. But Faith is also very disruptive. That's one of the things you don't really notice when you're first looking at it, is how the like bubbles especially can just like really set a deck back if you're playing the wrong creatures. But that's where Pink Fraud is not a deck that necessarily has to play creatures to win. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What's maybe the favorite here?
I would be happy being Sheep here, I think. But again, I don't even know these decks as well as those players do. But I played Faith in the NKFL, and I got an early lead with my deck, and then the longer the game went on, it got harder and harder to stay ahead. And I think Fraud just wants to end it quickly, you know, so you don't have that time to go to the long game. That's my feeling on this matchup. And again, with the EMP blast, that can really, really hurt. Really hurt.
Yeah. Other important thing is, go ahead, Riku.
Yeah, I think Sip is a favorite in this matchup, but I think for Sip of Angmar, maybe this is also one of the matchup he referred to me, because I mean it's fast, but if the fight meet some Grim Reminder something, it can be even worse. So I'm not sure. I think Sip is a favorite, but I totally have a chance here.
Yeah, so lesser of two evils there for Sith. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. All right, the next one. Man, this is so exciting. I'm almost shaking. You know, My
That-
name is bound to pop
well,
up at one
Yeah, but
time.
for now, this side of bracket is already very very tight.
Oh yeah, yeah.
they're all gonna be.
Mulgogi.
There's not a side of the bracket that's not
There's
gonna
no
be
side of the bracket that you're actually
scary.
happy to be on. Yeah. And
Got
his
Mulgogi.
opponent will be Wake her up.
Bamboo. All right. So our first world champion is now seated into the bracket.
Yes. Can you say anything about Bamboo, Riku? Who is this Keyforge player?
Give me a second.
I think he's waking her up. It is 1 a.m. for Riku.
My wife is sitting next to me. She's just not in the webcam, but see there over there. You see the head.
Yeah, the webcam is not on this screen, but I think
So
everyone appreciates her.
This must be very funny because Mongogi deck is opened by me.
Really?
I don't know. It's not really opened by me, but it's the deck that I saw to Mongogi and Bamboo is also a deck that I saw it open. So this is basically a Vietnamese matchup.
Basically a Vietnamese matchup. Nice, yeah. Yeah, so there's one achievement on Bamboo's card, but it is the achievement of achievements. It's the Archon World Champion. Yeah, what more can you say there, honestly? Yeah. So the decks.
And then on Mogogi's side, the Korean national runner up there, and several other things. Mogogi's been around the NKFL for a while as well. Also gonna, also maybe gonna help with some streams, or at least stream their own matches, which would be really cool. But what do we got for these decks?
I'm gonna let Riku pronounce these names because he opened them.
Okay, ready. The Mogogi playing Đẩu Trác Hiểu Biết and Bamboo is playing Nghị Đức Biến Thể.
There you go. Those are the two decks.
Sure.
Is Mogogi the first one not bringing the deck that they used for their?
It looks like
their kind of achievements. I think that's the
first
one.
Yeah.
This is
So it is a good CVR because the Korean national last year they banned Grim Reminder. So that's why because even at that time they only sell Grim Reminder about 3 months ago or something, and they didn't have Apple Sky at all in Korea, so they cannot.
Really?
They could not play the national with Grim Reminder and also Amber Sky, so they have to ban it, and that's why Mongogi play a bit of a chain deck in national.
So you opened both of these decks, maybe, or did you not open any?
No, Nghi Bamboo open Nghi.
Okay, nice. And do you know the deck from Mulgogi well? Like, can you talk a bit about the matchup? Because I see 3 Lees. I see in here somewhere Recklessness, Might Makes Right. What do you think?
I think it's a good deck, but I'm so sorry, Mongogi. I don't think it can win again.
Oh, so yeah, I was going to say, are you crying or celebrating right now? So I think from your reaction, it sounds like. Oh, no.
I don't want to say it early, but so Mongogi deck is a little bit slow for me.
There can be upsets. There can be upsets. Who knows?
Yeah. So I mean, there are some interesting things there, right? There's double Singing Scythe in Mulgogi's deck, which takes time, right? That's the thing, is you just don't have time against Knee so often. But it also seems pretty board based with the Retro Technician Lees, and with the recurring Return to Rubble. It's just, you just can't keep that board. So there's going to have to be a little bit of a different game plan, or you just have to get lucky.
And
it'll be a tough matchup, but
because you make a board, it's better for Nghi because Nghi one opponent to have board.
Because you can just wipe. Yeah. All right. So I think is that the first quadrant filled? 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Please don't let it be me. But again, it's gonna be all the time.
I want to be it.
Yeah, it's gonna be all the time. Yeah.
Oh, it was close, but you dodged it. Gave
Heart
it to
attack.
your
Harmed.
there.
Okay, so
I think Harmed is in the chat at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah. So Harmed, your opponent will be?
This will
Watch
be
it and know
interesting
my
because
name for
whoever
sure.
win this match will meet the
And Roy.
Ooh.
Magic Duck.
Magic Duck. Oh, it's the semi-final. No, it's very close. Magic Duck.
So we got Harmed
Whew.
versus Magic Duck.
Yeah.
I know Harmed very well. Obviously, I play against him all the time, and I lose against him all the time, maybe as well. Forget about that. So yeah, very very strong player, very competitive. Pastor Ass, famous deck, has been
Mhm.
passed around in the Dutch team to almost all members, and we all did
Yeah, I mean
fairly well with it. Yeah.
the accolades on that deck are already pretty incredible, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
they
Harm
are.
obviously
They
has
are.
plenty, but
Yeah.
just that deck alone also has plenty. Other side I can talk about, Magic Duck is a local here. You all saw him on stream with me yesterday. We didn't talk too much about this event, but he's playing Citizen Xenovault, which is his top 4 worlds deck there. Yeah, Roy's been a competitor for a long time, and getting the top 4 worlds was pretty huge, pretty awesome. So great to see that my losing to him all the time has actually paid off for him. So, I'd like to think this is somehow
You have a contribution to his achievements,
yeah,
right? Yeah, so
I
that's,
added
that's always
something
what I like
here.
to think as well. I made Harm better. I made him the player that he is right now. So yeah, we can take credit.
Yeah, but Roy
Aaron.
also has a couple top 8s that didn't make it on this achievement list. Been playing at a lot of Vault Tours, another one of those Reap Out players as well. So 2 of them now at least in the same bracket here. But
we have our
wanna take a look
first
at this deck quick?
intercontinental match, by the way, because we had EU, US, Asia, and now EU, NA. And
Yeah.
let's see if they both brought their decks that have their winning deck. And yes, they did.
Yeah.
It'd be hard not to
Both of
bring
these
them.
decks
because
are
they're so
yeah,
good.
hard to pass up. This is an interesting matchup though, I gotta say.
Because there's Eddie routine job. I think routine job, sorry, it's kind of useless in this matchup because
Yeah.
As does not need Amber.
The one thing that's not listed on the cards down there though is the Dysania. So Dysania in Citizen is really, really nasty against these single. Is it only 1 Winds of Death in Pastor?
I think there's
There's
two.
in here somewhere as well. There are 2 Winds of Death.
One with a draw and one with a regular one, I think.
So the timing of that is going to be really, really crucial to kind of how this plays out.
So,
But
because then if you know Dysanias there, sometimes you do play the Amber way, but then with I think 3 routine jobs in there, it's that Dysania is huge indeed. It's a game changer, literally, in this matchup.
But also, like the key abduction isn't the only key cheat in the game, right? Because the key frog in Citizen is also very live, so we could see a lot of last keys getting stolen just off of those key.
I'm excited to watch this one. Actually, this is a game to watch. Yeah,
because it can win the key cheat without need to play win. So
yeah, true. Yeah.
So it can play. It totally can play around the Dysania.
But it will also need to do that while playing around the Eddie taxing as well, right?
Exactly.
It'll have to do more fighting with the Mars than you're maybe used to. But it'll be a really interesting matchup. I think that's one.
And Eddie is 3 power.
I can't call that one right now.
So 3 power.
Eddie is 3 power.
There is a nameless horror with poison potentially. So
yeah,
there are ways. But yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
matchup.
so this matchup require a lot of interesting play line coming from both player.
Yeah.
Because the Winds of Death also can backfire if you give Citizen
the Eddie
back
suddenly,
right? Or the Eddies,
Yeah.
But like Riku was saying, it doesn't need the Winds of Death to do the key abductions, right? I think
this one I don't have a clear favorite in this matchup.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, because one Magic Duck is Orion friend and Harmy is your friend.
So you don't want to take sides? Come on, Riku, tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, so let's look at the top left of this thing, right? So we have Sheep, Bamboo, Harp, Magic Duck, Sith of Agmar, Matze is fed, all in kind of like the same stream going towards the semifinals. And only one of them can come out of there like alive, let's say. So already, and we're gonna hear this all the time. Big names are gonna disappear soon from the tournament.
Yeah. Week 1
Ones
is
you don't
gonna be
expect.
every week is going to be brutal.
Every week.
But I mean, there's a lot of big names right away there that are going to be knocked
And
out.
another big
fast.
name coming up right now.
Every name is big, right? This is such a great tournament.
Which one is literally the biggest one? Unfathomable. Shaka.
Shaka,
versus
U.S. player, some ABR fame there.
Another Vietnamese deck.
We're gonna have to talk about that later, Riku.
Yeah.
How you quietly seeded this entire tournament. Ooh, here we go.
Who's this guy? Oh no. Oh, well, you guys talk about this one. Shaka versus
Riku,
Lord
you
Judo.
wanna talk about
Yeah.
Shaka's
Who
accolades.
the player on the right?
Some no name. I don't know. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm putting together the graphics, so you got it. Yeah, I think did I play Shaka in Sealed Worlds? I think I might have. I'm not sure actually.
Riku's in the picture with Shaka, so.
So yeah, he asked me to put a picture with me in his profile card, so that's why I'm here there.
So that's you guys playing your NKFL match at the last KFC event.
Yeah,
you get to actually play an NKFL match in person.
Yeah, it's a legacy one, and I lost to him, but we play one game that last 2 hours.
Yeah, but Shaka being a very, very skilled player, someone who's been around for a long time, most recently been tearing it up in Sealed, but also is well known for having one of the most terrifying collections of decks out there. Just always been near the top of basically any event he's been in. So very, very, very deserving competitor in this event. And then on the other side, there's, what did you call him? A scrub?
Scrub. Yeah, scrub.
Something like that.
First round loss. Yeah.
Now, our very own Lord Judo, who's obviously hosting this amazing stream. You got some pretty nice accolades there. Again, you've also been one of the ones giving Pastor Ass more of its accolades, but I mean, the Open Archon runner-up, losing to someone who was also on the stream.
Also on the stream, yeah. It was well-deserved win there. And indeed, Ognon, you're right. I cannot bring it because Harm is bringing it. So maybe we'll see 2 more people not bringing their decks what they earned their spot with, and both of us. Look at this: triple Rebel, double Xylo. Oh my goodness!
Speaking of Vietnamese decks, right? This is why you should only buy your decks from Riku, because this is what they look like.
So this Vietnamese deck, Saka bought it from one player in Vietnam, and that person basically told me that the deck is not strong enough, so he sold it to the international player over there, and then now we have to pay the karma of that.
The cards you missed there are the 2 Winds of Deaths. And
yeah. So, but I think the deck is strong, but it rely a lot only on the Ma house. They also we have death, but this deck, as long as this deck can find the rule of Sigma, it just can win right away if you don't have any scaling also. And do you have any scaling? Judo?
Maybe.
Well, what's important about that is there's no Kichi, right? So we don't see the key abduction in this one. So it is
not only him.
Like Riku saying, more down to the Mars. It also does have the Portal Monster, which is a really interesting revenant from the set that can do a lot of stalling until you get your stuff set up. So very interesting card there. I don't know if this deck uses it a whole lot. That's kind of one of those, it either works or it doesn't kind of cards. But
Harm says it was an instant ban in the NKFL lineup. So that's
that's
very comforting to hear always. All right, interesting matchup. On to the next.
Hey! We didn't talk about your deck.
Oh! You wanna spoil the secrets of my deck?
Also, just the random 40 creature control in Shaka's deck is just insane.
40.
You can talk about your deck now.
Well, I can talk about my deck, but I think this is it's a fun deck to play. It's very good. It has Final Refrain for people that are paying attention to the card art. I think it was very fitting to bring that. There's a Talent Scout in there, and I'm already thinking of ways how to disrupt that Mars. So, but then picking up one Rebel, yeah, like, does it really matter if there's 3 of them? I think for me, obviously it's scary. I think there is ways for me to out tempo and maybe steal
Yeah,
steal
I
steal
I
some
agree.
kills. Yeah.
I think I can see some lies that you can disrupt Saka tempo by using something like market fluctuation or silent scout. Yeah, and then slow down Saka deck. And
Yeah, I can very much. If you're searching for those Mars cards, I can. Yeah, quick draw. Flaming Chief is for sale. Someone wants to buy it before the matchup. It could create some rules turmoil.
Shaka
Always
buys it.
trying to, Shaka buys it.
Wins no matter what. Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah. If it sells for
Cool.
$3,601, then maybe, because
So notable again there, 2 teammates, you and Harmed, are not on the same quarter of the bracket, but you are on the same half. So
yes.
only one of you can make it to the finals if you both make it
But
that far.
I mean, if we face each other in the semifinal, I think that would be okay for me. But let's not get ahead.
It'd be
of
cool because you
ourselves.
guys would be able to do it.
We would
maybe
be
a
able to play
stream. That'd
live.
be really
You're
awesome.
right. Yeah. So the next.
There we go, Mike Fooney.
Mike.
so you will be in the same bracket with the Bandola.
Yeah,
We don't
I'm
know
not that
that yet,
afraid of
Riku.
Bandola. I mean, versus, not Emperor Riku, please. Not anyone.
Ooh, Nova.
Oh, Nova.
That's actually really interesting.
That is
I
interesting.
think this match will be very interesting.
Yeah, that is a match to watch for sure.
So you're also
Alright,
saying that it is theoretically one of my next opponents if I manage to get past Shaka? Okay, yeah. No, cool. That's totally fine. Yeah.
Let's see.
In the hype stream, we looked at the achievement list of Nova, and it took, I think, half an hour to read the list. It's just
Yeah, so basically, I have been waiting for Nova to come back to the competitive scene for a very long time because she didn't play any competitive in 2024, I believe. So yeah, I have always want to watch Nova game, competitive game. So that's why I invite Nova. She already in the list when I first thought of the tournament. Nova already in my mind. And yeah, mine as well because my Puni is also a very solid player. So yeah, I think this match is maybe one of the.
But
one
the
of
question is, do they both bring the decks, or do they not?
Yeah, we will see.
I mean, it's hard to not bring Bandola or Jacques, I guess, but maybe the meta has shifted. So just give it like a couple seconds before I actually hit the transition button, and you will know.
Build the tension.
No, she did not bring Jacques.
Yeah, so no surprise on the left there. We do see Bandola coming back. It is, one of the most famous decks now, alongside
so
Pink Frog. But
it's the first Amber Sky deck we see today.
Amber Skies, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
and a pretty notable legacy there.
Yeah, the autoencoder, that one stands out right away. So that is
autoencoder in Amber Sky's deck. We see 7 discard pips in this deck. 7 discard pips.
Wow.
So is Bandola so famous? We keep talking about it and go straight to Nova.
What does Bandola do? Like, what is the game plan? I think everyone knows.
I can talk about.
Well, I mean, that's one of the interesting things about Bandola, right? Is it actually has multiple game plans, either the Brio Cow blockout or the
Insane
Witch Queen. Like it's that's one of the reasons why it's been so prolific and so good is because it is one of the few decks that you can kind of say is like it kind of can do almost anything, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very, very well-rounded and terrifying Grim Reminders deck. Going up
I think
against
by some of the people in the Keyforge community, it's considered like the silver bullet deck, the deck that
Yeah.
can kind of like do it all. The deck that Nova's bringing has not seen any tournament play that I know of, which maybe makes
Yeah,
it even
I think
scarier.
I believe this deck will open dry after KFC,
Oh,
and I know this deck very well because this deck belong to Ilu,
Ah.
an ex as
Mm.
as member, and there is a lot of people who were interested in this deck, and then they tried to buy this deck, and then they asked me to be the setting partner to see how the deck
Ah,
went. So that's why
Interesting.
I know this deck very very well, and I can tell you something that this deck is like a clear counter to me
oh,
the world champion deck.
you
So I
heard it
play
here
me
first. Yeah.
yeah, I play me against this deck, and I didn't win any single game at
Any
all.
single game, even.
Holy
Wow,
cow.
that
Yeah.
is.
It's
Oof.
it's a crazy looking deck. I'm really excited to see that one
Again,
in
another
action.
matchup
And it's
that
going to be
you.
tested right away, right? Like
Yeah.
against Bandola.
Yeah,
That's
but I think Badula is a very well matchup for that deck, so it
Mm.
will be very interesting to see.
Okay.
more
Next
so
game.
probably because of the Brio, right? It's very Benefactor looks very action dependent, right? So if that Brio Calp comes down early, that could be a really big issue.
Varghast.
Okay, so Zudo, you have a lot of opponent good
Yes.
people.
But we said it about the first top left as well. But yeah, just the names just keep popping out of this wheel of misfortune. Honestly, and Captain Crispy. Boom.
All right. Two more. We've got another Reapout member there in Varghast, our sealed world champion from 2024, but plenty of other accolades there going back. One of those kind of alongside Shaka, known for having one of the scariest just deck lineups in the world, but also a very, very solid, well-practiced player against Captain Crispy. I don't know Captain Crispy as much anymore, but it looks like several good achievements there as well. Archon runner-up in 24 Vegas, and then Roseville Alliance runner-up. So again, one of those more kind of like dipping their toes into everything and doing well in everything kind of players.
And according to his quote, he says, "Don't panic." So he sees Varghast coming up as his opponent. He's like, "Okay, don't panic." I mean,
obviously,
I probably would.
Fan there. I mean, there's no player you don't panic a little bit against here, right? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, let's see if they're bringing these same decks or if we get
So
some new
Isaac and Extra. Place your bets now. Yes, they do. They do.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think I didn't keep track, but there's like 4 people that did not bring the decks that they have their achievements with, I think. So most of them actually
so far.
Yeah, so far. I don't know these decks too well, but looking at it, I see Island of Misfit Toys. I see again Mars with the Rebel Silo, but on the other hand, Winds of Death, Key Abduction, Vodka deck. So there's no Key Abduction, I assume, in Extravagantly Prideful.
Nope. No key cheats in Extravagantly, but it does have that Island of Misfit Toys and a replay pod with some scary stuff, and it's got another one of the Phantasmal
Visit.
Another one of the drummer Revenant cards, and this one being in Mars with this Mars lineup is actually really scary.
The Phantom Drummernaut, yeah, that's interesting.
So, sorry, go ahead.
There's no artifact control on Isaac, so that island you can just put it down and just take it whenever you want, which can be actually huge. You could potentially take back all of your Guy Stored cards, and you don't have to worry about your opponent disrupting your plan or whatever. So, assuming you have enough time to do that, it might be a very very big turn. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I-
I have played both of this deck before. I play Isaac in KFL and I play Captain Fritzy in open account in KFC. And I can only say one thing that no matter what, this matchup will be very very quick. Game will be in about 5 or 6 turns or something.
Is it a name
yeah,
deck, Harm? Is it? So Harm says it didn't expect someone to bring a name deck, but here we are. So I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah. So the Isaac Bin Watson is the name of
Oh, that's cool.
Vargas' son.
That's really cool, and it's
Ooh, that is fun.
just a shabby deck that you bring to one of the most
Oh my
prestigious
gosh, yeah.
online tournaments and potentially do very well with. Like that could be a memory. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All my decks sitting down in the 60 sass. My name
I've
decks.
got some cool name decks, but they're not cutting it in this kind of field. Yeah. Okay. Another
But anyway,
cool.
so this matchup
Yeah.
looks pretty like, I mean, don't want to say straightforward, but Prideful Senador basically has to kind of outrace the key cheat
Yeah,
setup.
you got to be
for
there
Isaac.
faster.
It's basically where we're at, right?
Still, there's 11 Amber Control on Isaac, and I'm not sure where that Amber Control comes from.
It counts Curse of Cowardice for a lot, which
okay. But there's 3 artifact control on, so I guess you can get rid of the Curse of Cowardice quite.
Yeah, and then Memorialize. I think both sides have Memorialize, but
right.
Memorialize doesn't help too much against a key cheat. So
yeah, okay. The names keep getting smaller on the Wheel of Fortune, and the next one to pop up will be.
Again, this is the last one for this quarter, so we almost have half our bracket done already.
Flaming Hobo.
Flaming Hobo. Is that four reapouts now on the same side?
Yeah.
Oh no. Versus.
Tough break.
There's still one reapout left, because then it's bound to be. Ooh, our UK Cannonball. So these are Flaming Hobo versus JG. I'm assuming 999. What can we say about Flaming Hobo to start with?
I think Hobo is right now. It's just my opinion, but I think Hobo is right now the best Akong player in the world right now. Because if you look at his achievement, it's very consistent. He won a lot of things before in the AFC era, and then he continued to do so in the God Galaxy era, and he's still playing the. I mean, his consistency is something you must acknowledge. That is something really well played by him.
So coming from you claiming him the best Archon player in the world, I think that says a lot already. Even if I didn't look at his achievement list, he's been there from almost the start of the really competitive, and also through the hiatus.
And also that picture is just
that's
fantastic.
Just so awesome. But on the other hand, we have GJ. If you look, that must be the best player in the UK, because UK National Archon runner-up, UK National Archon champion, UK National Seal champion, UK National Alliance runner-up. So pretty much every nationals he's been in, he's either won it or got to the final. So I think the UK does have a lot of people playing as well. So I wouldn't underestimate GJ in this matchup, even though according to Riku, Flaming Hobo is the best Archon player in the world. But yeah. The best Archon player in the UK must count for something as well, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of accolades.
Accolades.
That's another one of our people who's kind of prolific in everything. There's Alliance, there's Sealed, and there's Archon in that list. So
I like these well-rounded players that don't just excel at like Archon, because you can just have one beast Archon deck and just rack the wins up with that one. But for Sealed and Alliance, you need a bit of more craftiness and insight into how the decks play and figure that out. So do you think they will bring their winning deck?
I mean, for Flaming Hobo, it's the deck that, took second to Knee to Bamboo in Worlds. If you're expecting Bamboo to be back, you maybe are going for a little bit of revenge. So
yeah, he does bring it. GJ does not bring the deck with the that he's got his
Yeah.
achievement with. Um, Talk us
Yeah,
through
so
this deck on the left,
basically
Riku. You
it's
must know
also
it well.
to yeah, basically bot deck win card deck. So yeah,
Yeah, Wodka
but
Wodka. Yeah.
I think Haye have a lot of different line of play other than the win card. So so we will see the UK deck. I didn't really know. I don't know really know about the deck. So maybe I have to take a look.
But when I look at this and I go, there's a boo on the painted AI. That boo might be one of the crucial cards you'll be looking for in this matchup because you want to go through your discard pile a lot faster than your opponent because you're both planning on playing the Winds of Death. If you get your discard pile to be bigger than your opponent, you kind of don't want to play the Winds of Death. But
Yeah, that's
on the
true.
turn you play Winds of Death, you set it up for your opponent as well. So it's going to be the Wodka mirror matchup. It has
It's also got the
skill and
Scooby
luck.
in there.
Yeah.
So painted definitely looks like it's going to be getting to haunted faster.
Right.
But like Riku was saying, Haze is kind of a toolbox deck. Like it has the combo, it has the Kichi combo, but it also is doing so many other things. So if neither player can quite get it lined up fast enough, I think Haze maybe has. Although painted looks very fast too. It's doing
Does
a
look
lot of
very
stuff
fast, right?
untamed.
Yeah.
It has one reclaim, so that'll deal with maybe at least one of the
And maybe with the inner
lenses there,
summer you
but
can kind of pull it back if the but you don't want to you kind of want to bring back your targets or key abduction. So,
yeah, double target on painted side too.
I don't think you have
is,
time for two
just a
times
little bit more
reclaimed.
consistency there.
There's no time. Maybe the second near future lens won't even see use. Like this is over in turn 5-6, right?
Yeah, this will be another one of those really fast matchups. And again, we're seeing a lot of that because we're seeing a lot of GR so far. There's been a lot of
A lot of
Binders decks.
a lot of win card.
A lot of Void, yeah.
And I think we filled up the.
Yeah,
Left
that is
side,
our
yeah.
left side of the bracket.
We did, right? So we'll have a closer look
Riku,
at the left side in a bit.
You dodged being on the same side as Bamboo, so
and
now we're
don't
just
forget
gonna have to wait to see
me.
you both in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, you also dodged Lord Judo.
You dodged Lord Judo, not okay. Right. So there theoretically is like 16 players left. Yeah, rigged, totally rigged. Rigged. So the Bamboo Riku final still very much
Gotta
alive.
respin everything.
If that happens this tournament,
playing
then
round one.
Yeah. That would be
that'd be cool. That'd also be one where we could have them try and do it as a live
that would be really cool.
webcam game instead. But
all right.
Recap first, of the left side. Oh,
yeah. So now we'll
recap
to the
everything
right
once
side,
we're
the top right. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a recap at the
end. We'll do a recap at the end. Grish Hammer versus. I'm just clicking some things here. Versus. Oh no. Very close.
Galena.
Easy Galena. I think he's also in the chat here. Yeah, take it away on Grishhammer.
Grishhammer, another one of our US players. So we got a US versus non-US over in Italy there. National Archon champion, so winning at Gen Con. So Grishhammer is an interesting story. So been around for a while, I think. And I think, is this the one who, was he just handed this deck that day and was just like, yeah, this one's good, go play with it? Or is that someone else that I'm thinking of? I feel like that was him.
I don't know. I do know that whenever I search something on DOK, somehow I end up finding
Okay,
Mordecai.
Yeah, thanks, Sunday.
Yes, so yeah, Mordecai is a fabulous deck. Yeah,
it's a very, very good deck. And Easy Galena has his winning deck geared song. I think we all know that deck. Probably he can't bring it because there's someone else in this tournament. We might, play it. Very strong player from Italy. I think Harm and I also mentioned this on our hype stream. Italy is also like a breeding spot of like top level Keyforge players. There's so many of them, and there's actually way more people playing Keyforge than you might imagine. So interesting to see what he will bring. Maybe he'll bring the same deck that he brought to Worlds. Do
Yeah.
you guys think Grishhammer will bring Mordecai?
Well, so it's not their deck. It
Yeah,
actually
so
belongs to
no,
Fab,
I
so,
guess, right?
I mean, there was the option to borrow decks in this as long as you got kind of the approval and photo from the owner.
Yeah, but we can leave
but,
you
Yeah,
not
you might wanna
wondering
play your
about it
own-
anymore.
own deck if you want to
Both
try
of
and
them,
test something.
different decks.
Ooh, and this is our first matchup of this kind. This will be really interesting.
Corner the market, double inner somewhere. Is that corner the market enhanced or is it just a?
Yeah,
Mm,
that
and-
the deck with the corner the market in Gistoy, so it can stop
Oh.
opponent from playing because it can bloop
Ooh.
the corner the
Is
market.
this your deck? Is this Sunday's deck?
Is this Sunday's deck?
Is this
No,
yours?
it's shown. The deck belong to John 317, I think.
Really?
Okay, this is one of the other ones because I know Sunday opened a
Yeah.
enhanced
Good version was
corner
her
market as
deck.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
yeah.
Oh,
this
Trons.
is very interesting because that deck doesn't have a board clear in in
And then you don't
Gistoy.
care about not playing cards, honestly.
Yeah, and funny the Easy Galina deck is Katana Fian, as you can see. So if Easy Galina can bam the board early, he doesn't
There's-
care about
There's a board clear. There's a de-escalation.
Yeah, but it's not in the Gistoy. If you want to look,
Oh,
the
right.
corner
So you can't keep
Right,
doing
right,
that. Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
keep doing the
if
combo.
There is
you want to look,
0.5
the
artifact
Gistoy,
control.
you have to play.
What is the artifact control on that deck? Because if you get the Levy of Souls down, it can't go.
Skippy.
It's Skippy.
Yeah,
Which is not bad. It can give you a turn without the taxing, but
True,
Levy of
so
Souls, I
maybe
think, is
you're
one of the
looking-
strongest cards in
Yeah.
TOC. So that's
Yeah,
also
you might
gonna
be
a
looking
pretty
for a
nasty
discard
one.
pip in Geistoid then, so you kind of can loop the corner of the market and get rid of the taxing of the potentially big board that you can't get rid of while you're trying to loop. Interesting.
yeah.
Meanwhile,
so
I'm
this
just
is
gonna-
also a very interesting matchup because for me, if I have to play any of this deck, I am very worried about. But because they play against each other, so I think it's
One of them is gone. You're happy. I
just
feel-
don't random me next in the
Yeah.
next match.
Totally not rigged, right? No. I think I probably lose at 85%. Really, I would not be unhappy with playing the Katina Fiend here, honestly. But again, I don't know your deck as well as you do, so I'm probably completely wrong.
Yeah, we
there.
will see. We will
Yeah.
see.
I will see. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting
Okay.
one, though, and one of the first that doesn't have GR in at least one of the two
Oh yeah. Well,
slots. So excited to see that.
yeah. And with that, we're
And
going
only the second TOC deck we've seen, right? And second Amber Skies? Is it only
Yeah,
two?
I
Or have
think
we
so.
had a third Amber Skies so far?
Yeah, I think.
So-
I think so.
Who is still in there? I did not remove Easy Galena, did I? That's
Uh-oh.
That's fixed. Totally fixed.
You get two chances, easy Galena. You get to end up fighting yourself. Yeah, we've got Citizen X so far. That's 3 so far for Amber Skies. Okay. I'm feeling like it was only 2, but I'd have to go back and look.
Holy stew.
Holy stew.
Holy stew. Italian player, I think. Yeah. Versus. Will it go? No.
I think it's gonna be Willie.
Willie. Willie it is. So,
And
There's Willie. So yeah, Holy Stew, Italian player. Again, here we've got VT runner-up and national runner-up this year, and then Holy Stew is also again one of those players that kind of does a lot of things. As very commonly top cutted the Kagi event, so adaptive player as well. Very well-rounded Keyforge player coming in on that side, and Willie. So I'm trying to remember.
the
He
Taiwan
was-
National Archon runner-up and
he
Taiwan
was-
Alliance champion.
yeah, I think he lost to his countryman Wei in work, and he got second in Shanghai.
Second in Shanghai. Oh, it's not even on there. Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so was Willie one of the ones at was he at Worlds?
No, there's
At
two
KFC
two
or no?
Taiwan there's two Taiwan player at KFC, and one is Willie and the another is
So it was
Wei.
there.
Yeah.
Nice,
Okay,
nice.
so I thought that was Willie. I just wanted to make sure I was thinking of the right person.
Yeah, Wei is the player that got top 8. Willie lost to Wei, so he didn't make it.
Mm-hmm. And they both have what is this set? Is it the Red Specialista? What set is that from? I should know this. It's
That Specialista might be is that a Worlds Collide maybe?
I think so. Could be. Yeah.
Or there's too many decks with the name Red that I've
Yeah,
seen before.
yeah. But I'm looking at the previews of this matchup, and I'm just gonna hit the transition button because
Yeah, let's do it.
um,
MM, thanks, Sunday.
look
So
at
on
this.
top of things for us. All right, I guess
So,
we know what that deck is doing.
this is another Vietnamese deck, and another story to tell you. So basically, this deck is also opened by my local, and
Really?
and they again they say this deck is not good enough, so I sell it to another international player, and now we have
You're flooding the market with these insane
Yeah.
decks. Look, 4 times in there somewhere and 2 times red line.
yeah. So
Like,
this
what
deck,
is that?
when because I didn't put in hand, but there is a Skyborn in hand on one of the
Yeah.
here somewhere,
Oh,
and then
that's
there is a Skyborn in hand. This in hand on the red light rotation. So basically, it can do the red light rotation anyhow, I believe, and then they can keep looping the red light
Oh.
rotation.
That's pretty
that is
disgusting. That is. So
pretty
you never
terrifying.
go
Also,
to 7.
double Crepuscular Rays, but
Oh.
not too much capturing.
Is there any other way to get rid of some amber in the guy's toy then? Because you just go to 6
I
and
mean, you've got the
be
capture
happy.
on one of those in here somewhere, so you can loop that a lot. You've got the Mindfire that also has a capture pip.
Wow.
Not a ton else. You do have the Parabyte, which does some capturing, but yeah, it's. I mean,
Looks
So
very
I
similar.
mean, that deck also can use the give up ember to destroy opponent creature, and then gain them ember and play the red light rotation to steal.
Oh, that's very
Ooh.
nice.
Yeah, because the red light
Yeah.
rotation in this house, so they can
if
also
you
do that.
if you look at SAS, which is meaningful, not meaningful in any way, but look at the expected amber. So you will probably not be happy seeing 2 red line rotations if your expected amber is 32.
if
You're like,
if you're playing Puplip.
Oh no, I
Puplip.
have to hold back, right? Yeah.
There's one Clipped Wings in there. We've also got the Arise, so there is going to be some creature
There are some
control
tools then, okay.
considerations.
There's some.
But we do have the Return to Rebel in the Geistoid in the Vietnamese deck. What else we got going in Pupilurp? How do you say that? Pupilurp? Double against all flags. Also
Pupilurp.
has its own red line, so you're going to have some jockeying there of like who's going to play their red line first
It's an interesting
and then get red
matchup.
lined right
It's also
back.
one to see where another game of chicken, but a game like mind game kind of.
Yeah,
because you're
Icon said
archiving
doubling
something.
our-
So he's archiving
doubling
turn
our Amber
2.
Skies count here.
What did he archive?
Also has that
one of the red
Echo
lines.
Flag
or not?
goalkeeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Store named home base deck. Interesting.
Store named home base deck.
Magic history.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, so both deck can kind of loop the red light rotation, so we will see red light every turn.
Every turn red line. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, because there's not a. If there was like a Vapor Imp or something, then maybe you play to like really trying to get that disboard stuck if you're Holy Stew. But that'll be interesting. Kind of sad to see 2 of our only 4 Amber Skies decks
Yeah, that's sad.
going against each other.
All right, I'm spinning the wheel again. We don't have a lot of players left now.
Yep, it's getting down there fast.
Ewok.
Ewok.
You kind of started the
There's
stream in
another
an
one of our-
Ewok-y way a little bit, right? Hello, Keyforce community. Yeah. Versus. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh.
Versus Astron.
Yeah, he joined just in time to see his own matchup. Right.
All right, so
Um,
Ewok, one of our Archon's Corner team members. Also, just kind of one of those players that's been to tons of Vault Tours and done well at most of them, but kind of finally hitting their stride this year. Roseville Vault Tour runner-up. I think top 8 Worlds last year, or was that one of the ones that was like kind of the weird? Yeah, I think maybe top 3, top 4. Oh yeah, 3rd place World last year. Sorry, it's right. It's right on the sheet if I just read. Yeah, very very solid player.
Astron says he knows
And
the
then-
matchup already. We don't know what deck they're bringing. You have no idea. Maybe you know your deck, but who knows, right? Yeah. And Astron are Australian. How many continents do we have in the final refrain?
3. Oh
3
yeah,
continents?
4.
No, more, right?
We have to count. We have to count
It's 4.
Australia.
Yeah,
4.
We have
I'm
Astron
sorry.
to thank for
I'm
that.
sorry.
Yeah. I met both of these players at KFC. So nice, both of them. Astron was sitting next to us opening their sealed pods. They were absolutely insane. And the Arkham World Top 4 is also well deserved. Even doubting until the last moment which deck is going to be played, what I'm going to do, and obviously it was the right choice. So I'm thinking he must have stuck with that deck. And Ewok, I don't know that deck actually. Melon Drag.
Linguini was, I think, his 2023. He played it a lot 2020. I think it's a Winds of Exchange deck. Pretty nasty stuff there, but
Astron knows the
I don't know,
matchup because it's already tomorrow in Australia. Nice one.
Did you all play in KFC, Astron? Did you do this matchup already? We can go to the decks.
Because if you did, it doesn't matter because it's a different deck.
It's
Too
an,
bad.
it's
Well,
so
he
Vietnamese
might have
deck.
been playing this one at Worlds, right?
Another Vietnamese deck. Like, Riku, what are you doing? What are you doing with your deck?
Yeah, we have Vietnamese deck is the second most language we have in the final refrain.
Yeah.
But I don't want two Vietnamese decks to meet in the first round. No.
Oh,
By the
yeah.
way, both of them are opened by myself.
Really?
Both of
Really?
them. Yeah.
But all of them were sold by you at least.
Oh, you did say Cook versus Kovan. Really? So you do know the matchup then? I stand corrected. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't really know the matchup, but because I haven't seen them play. But I mean I know each deck, but I don't know how they play against each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
So I see. Well, Cook and Co. I'm just gonna say Cook and Co. I don't know how to pronounce it. Obviously, the most obvious combination is the Waste Knot with the Thing from the Deep being 30 power, drawing 15 cards. But also Beanstalk, Recklessness. It's just it's a very fast deck. Has some artifact control. You listed the Library of the Damned as being one of the key cards. I'm not sure what the artifact controls. I think it might be Reclaimed because of Untamed. Let's have a look.
Yep, it's a Reclaimed.
Reclaimed, yeah. So that's gonna be, it can be potentially be huge to disrupt that archiving with the Library of the Damned. But Astron, you know the matchup, so give us a realistic odds check in the chat if you want, or maybe some intimidation tactics going on. But we'd love to see.
I mean, I'm seeing some interesting things while he's typing that out. Already on my side, the 6.6 creature control on the Kovan part. Kovan, I'm not saying that right. On the left is going to be pretty brutal against that Beanstalk. That Beanstalk, if that gets online early with no artifact control, you're just going to flood the board and you can just keep bringing them back, right? Like that's kind of the whole thing with the Beanstalk is just keeps grinding you away until you don't have much. It's not.
I
ahead, Rico.
think Kovan is the right pronunciation for the deck in the Abaska deck. Kovan is a very fast deck. It can it have a lot of way to gain Ember in many how, and there is also one important thing is that the Weibo Im over there has a history in hand, so it can also play the Weibo Im and then use the Goo Keeping to
and it's got a rule of
lock
6 as well. What I'm reading here.
Yeah.
So is it the Geistoid rule of 6 with the Echo Fly?
So basically, even though this deck does only have 6.6 creature control, I think it's good. It can be easy fight against both deck because I use Vi and play with this deck before, and then
Hmm.
sometimes it can just rush away from the board.
Right. So Astron says it will come down to when the rule of 6 happens. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
a draw first kind of situation. And upon Nakia, where Poland? Yeah, I don't know. We have some good Polish players, but not in the lineup, I would think, right?
Yeah, it's because the lack of OB event
Yeah.
in Europe. Yeah.
So you kind of took
Yeah.
like the Vol Tours and the international big events as being the achievements, and hence the lack of the Polish players, unfortunately. But maybe next time we'll have some more. The wheel of names is starting to dry up a little bit, and your name is still in it, Riku.
Yeah, good points there from the chat, dude. The Geistord Enhance Arise in
Cat
Kovan is
Marrow
also terrifying. Cat Marrow, all right.
versus Unfathomable. So, Aaron, maybe you want to start with Unfathomable
so
on this one?
With Unfathomable, so Unfathomable is a fellow Texan down here, so San Antonio Vault Tour runner-up. Unfathomable is another one of the, I believe, Archon's Corner team members. Yeah, I think has been playing the game for a while, but feels like he just kind of really started leaning into the competitive side a whole lot in the last couple of years and has been getting really, really good, practicing a lot with Archon's Corner team, obviously, and stuff, and also kind of getting his hands into a lot more events and things. So just very, very practiced player at this point now. Definitely looking to do some stuff, I think, in this next season as well. I think he's kind of really just hitting his stride. And yeah, this will be a good place for him to kind of, kind of make a statement, I would say.
So I think he was my first round opponent in the Open Archon, and I was talking to Harm like, "Hey, what are the odds of running into some strong opponents round one?" We're like, maybe round one will be, a little bit easy game. No, no, it wasn't. And I knew Unfathomable, or I think Dexter on the Discord, or one of the two names beforehand. So I was like, can I please get an easy game? But there's no such thing as an easy game, especially also in the final refrain. You're facing Cat Marrow in round one, also one of those well-rounded players. Look at their achievements. It's Rochester Lions champion, Baltimore Archon champion, Germany Lions champion, Canada National Archon champion, Canada National Lions champion, the arch nemesis in the Lions from Harmed, I believe.
Yeah. Cat Marrow is a name that hadn't come up for a while, and then all of a sudden was just popping up everywhere, right? Just obviously making a name for themselves as well this year. But yeah, so many accolades there. This is going to be kind of an intense matchup, I think.
So their winning decks are Box, Smack, and Lancelot, but none of them here actually. Are they not? Do they not own their decks or?
Yeah, they own part of the deck.
Oh,
but they decide to do another one. I think it has a good reason because the final reframe is not. I make it. It's not only for you to do to rule yourself and rule your deck, and you can also use the final reframe as a meta testing because in Apro in the America there's will be a Vault, and then it will be a Vault season very soon. So I think there will be a good reason for you to bring another deck to testing.
Does it look familiar? This is a triple Haunting Witch. Yeah, it's crazy. It must have been the deck indeed that it was so fast. And I was playing Pastor Ass, which is also really fast, and it just barely took it out that game. So it's super fast deck on the right, and you look at the expected Ember, 41 expected Ember, and then you look at the Ember control insane. On the left, 6.4. Trouble or What do you? Yeah, I don't know them in detail, but based on these stats, I would pick the deck on the right. I think. Um,
I mean, we've still got like I think that expected amber for Catmaro's deck might be a little low. We do have double Rebel, double Xylox with Zip the Implanter, so plenty of rule of sixing in the Mars there. You have multi-dimensional rescue to kind of set that stuff up,
True.
and you have the mimicry. So no key
Ooh.
cheats naturally in
Right.
Catmaro's deck, but the one spooky
Yes.
charge in
That can be.
Unfathomable's deck
You
could
want to
become a
hide that for
liability,
the
but lots
last
of
key,
other things
maybe.
too there.
You want to hide it when you archive and just key cheat to the last one instead of.
Yeah, just the one in here somewhere, and the Depend Seed could catch there. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think it will be a very fast game.
Will be.
Either
Yeah.
way, because neither of these decks have a ton of amber control, and they're both going to be making a ton of amber. So really going to be interesting, I think.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
with Quick
I
Draw,
don't know.
don't worry. We counted the names. There's still
Yeah.
8 in there. I saw that. I saw your comment. We have 32 players. You made me doubt myself a little bit there, but I think we're still.
Oh, I got scared too. I was like,
I was
we
like,
have to redo all
dude,
of it.
no,
Yeah, I was scared that you missed my name on the list.
no. So
That
there's
was, if it
there's
was
still
your
8
name,
of
we would have
them.
been like, oh no, how do we forget? Really quick. So we did just finish up the upper
we
half
did.
of that right
Yeah,
side of the bracket.
yeah.
So again, very
The
intense.
next
All of
quadrant
these names
is up.
are intense, right?
And we'll start with JDG. And Quick Draw, maybe, you did some mojo to make JDG pop up. I don't know.
Yeah, the boxes having the player name and then the deck name, that messed me up too when I first looked at this. But I got it.
Oh, this one will be very interesting.
Ooh.
Nuncio.
Is this?
Yeah. So we only have. Well, I will talk later.
Yeah, let's talk about the players first, and then we'll talk about this matchup. But it is
Yeah.
very interesting. So we've got JDG 314 on the left, Canadian National Alliance or U.S. National Alliance runner-up, Canadian National runner-up, and then Seattle Vault Tour runner-up. So plenty of accolades there. But again, one of those players that like has been doing Alliance, has been doing Kagi, like just top cuts all over the place. Chandra is another one of those deck names that you see all the time. JDG is just very, very meticulous, very strong player in general. And again, a great addition to this list. Will be really interesting to see. And then Nunzio. One of you know Nunzio better. I'm not.
So this is
not as
another
good
one
as
of those
the
strong
international
Italian players. Like I said, Italy is like a breeding place of extremely strong players. The first world champion came from there, so there must be a very strong community. And Italy VT runner up. So
Yeah,
I think
if you're
losing to Geertsong, that's
yeah.
That
If you're
happen to
getting
anyone.
through that field to get runner up,
Yeah.
you're a very strong player.
Yeah. And KFPL bracket C champion is also nothing to frown at. I think there is a KFPL
Yeah.
champion in this this stream here as well. But to win a bracket is also a nice achievement. And they have Artiglo and Chandra. And Riku, you were very eager to look at the deck matchup because
Yeah, so we have the a very legacy matchup because we only have two match mutation deck in the Go tournament, and then they happen to
line
match
up.
up in the first round.
Yeah. That breaks your heart a little bit, but it
A little
also
bit, yeah.
means that we will definitely have a mass mutation deck in the second round.
Yeah,
right?
true. But honestly,
One
I
of
look
these
at
has
this
to move
and
on.
I'm is that Curiosaurus the one? And I'm going like, oh, no.
That is an unfortunate quick draw, but
Yeah. So
again, it was
Auto
unplanned.
Encoder, Infernus, both on both players' sides. A jar on the one side where if you have a jar and you don't have Infernus, you see Infernus on the opponent, you go like, boom, Infernus, let me please play my deck, right? But now there's a lot more interesting choices to be made for the jar. It's always interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, what do we see in this matchup? I think we've got
see
Infernuses
artifact
on both
control
sides.
on the left side, but I do not see artifact on the right side. So that auto encoder will stay.
Well, maybe. So the really interesting thing, no artifact control on Pitbull's side, and there's an Eaton's jar on Tivakari. So sadly for both of them, or for
Well-
JUG, is that there's so much overlap of cards. You have to be
True.
really careful of what you actually hit with the
But
Eden
if
Star.
you
Like,
put
you don't wanna
your
hit the-
autoencoder down and you know there's no R, you can just slap down jar with autoencoder, and there's
Yeah.
no way that jar on the other side, the autoencoder on the other side is coming, and that gives you a huge advantage. I would imagine when you bring an autoencoder deck, you kind of lean on it heavily. It could be crippling, honestly.
Yeah, this will be so interesting. So also 2 of the only decks in the entire tournament that have a lower expected amber compared to their amber control. Like,
It's also
that tells you so much about this
grindy
matchup
game.
already.
I pity the people that cast this game. Like, wait, we're game 2 when we're already 1.5 hour in. Oh. Yeah,
I would love
would
to
take my
cast this
hands
just
off of
because
this
it'll be
one.
so interesting to see what some of the just what some of the lines are, like what you purge, what you prioritize, how many creatures you play against, like the hold the line. Like there's so many interesting things here.
Both-
What you're hitting with the cyber clone, if the Curiosaurus can really kind of take over,
Yeah.
it'll be super interesting match.
yeah.
So very excited to see that.
2 Portuguese decks, and they also line up.
Yeah, they
Wow.
are the only Portuguese deck as well.
That's pretty crazy. This is it's not rigged. You see it all live. You know, we're not saving Riku for the end on purpose as well. It just
All right,
happens.
Riku, did you want
just happens to
a
happen.
quick break now, or do you want to spin 2 more times, or do
We're
the spin the rest?
spinning a couple more times, and then we're all the way through the list, right?
Okay,
So Wookiee.
got the Wookiee, another Archon's Corner team member there.
Still not Riku.
How have you dodged this so much?
I don't know.
It's rigged.
Rigged.
All right, so we've got Wookiee and Rodion.
So yeah, I think Rodion is the only player come from the South America. I think is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Only Brazilian player. Yeah.
I think it did go to Spain Vault Tour.
Yeah, he did go to Madrid last year.
to Madrid.
Tour. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
not to
but-
KFC, right? Or am I wrong?
I think he were not in the KFC, but there's another player, a Brazilian player at KFC, but it's not Rodion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very strong player as well. Brazil national Archon champion and Alliance runner-up. So another balanced player, not just strong on the Archon front, but also on the Alliance side. And the Wookiee, I think, does he need an introduction? Maybe.
I mean, again, like we said, Archon's Corner, longtime host and member there, but also plays plenty. Again, one of the players who's been at tons of Vault Tours,
Yep.
always there, always having fun, but also had a great run at the Nationals there. Again, one of the players of Pink Fraud, because that deck is also just kind of got a lot of accolades to it, like Bandola does. But yeah, definitely a skilled player in his own right, and kind of be interesting to see it because we've already seen Pink Fraud.
Now,
has
can it be
pulled by
again?
Sheep,
No.
so
No.
can't borrow the same deck for 2 players here.
So
So
it's
really interested to
Lord-
see what he is bringing.
Yeah, Lord Peterson for Rodion and Pink Fraud, which you already know will not be there. So Rodion does bring Lord, but Wookiee brings a 4 in here somewhere Echo Fly, Ecto Charge. Oh my goodness. Against a Bryo deck with, is that Hellafast? Am I seeing that right?
Yeah, this will be an interesting one. So I believe Lord Peterson is the only Winds of Exchange deck. that we have in
No.
this
They
tournament. Is there
also
one-
fight from Sick of Angmar also playing fighter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Faith.
Yeah,
Catch.
of course.
This one very different, a lot less artifact dependent, but definitely has the Bryozoark kind of lockout potential with a bunch of tokenizing and stuff. But as you said, also has the Holofest, so kind of going to hit you from lots of different angles here of either lots of aggression early on with the Holofest if you find it, and then maybe the potential lockout, which that Bryo against what Arya is trying to do could be rough. But Arya also has a Brobnar, so plenty of creature control on that side to deal with the Hollowfest.
And again, I'm looking at this. The creature control is like massive on Arya, but also both their expected amber is quite high, where their amber control is quite low. So this will also not run for a long time. I imagine these games will go quick.
Yeah.
It looks to be a trend, except for that one matchup that will take forever that we just.
And notable, Arya does not have the key abduction. It does just have the ecto charge, but the looping 4 in here somewhere can just do so much damage. Winds of Death is a tricky one. If that's part of your creature control, you don't necessarily want to play that against a Bryo deck or a Hollowfest deck necessarily.
Or catch and release could also mess you up. You'd be like, hey, look at my
big
catch and release is pick it up, catch and release. The whole board you just built is gone, and the key cards you were saving up might have been discarded as well.
That'll be a really interesting matchup to see, honestly. Because I wonder
if
you can even avoid playing creatures if you're Wookiee to just keep the Hollowfest from really doing as much.
A catch and release is rightfully in this list of key cards because it can do so much nasty stuff, and Catch and Dogs seems to be agreeing there that catch and release is very, very nasty card because you're making a plan. You feel like, okay, I got the board, I got 6 creatures, they got nothing. Boom! Like now, all these creatures of different houses are back in my hand, and my key cards are gone. So it's very, very nasty. We only have.
Wait, sorry. I will come back real quick. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, just when he's about to be pulled up on the Wheel of Fortune. Sure, he's now going to the server room, kind of trying to rig so he doesn't face Dorian or Lorenzo or Benji. I mean, again.
These are all.
We said it so many times already. You don't want to face anyone in this tournament. If we look on the,
I gotta say that upper right,
yeah,
that we're looking at there is pretty scary. There's. All of this is scary.
Everything is scary. You look left, you look right, you look bottom, you look top. It doesn't matter. Everything is scary. I'm trying to hold off on hitting the spin button until Riku comes back to see him.
Look, which of these is his least favorite matchup? We'll just like when he gets back, we'll just have the screen hidden and tell him he got that matchup. Honestly, I wonder. Well, I guess we don't want to give away the decks, right? So we shouldn't say too much.
But I think Dorian potentially brings Geared Song, and Lorenzo brings potentially the other ass, and Benji.
Oh yeah,
can potentially bring a deck, GR deck as well. The Open French national. So there's actually 3 Europeans still here: Germany, Italy, and France, and of course the Emperor himself. So I'm just gonna hit the first spin on this one because obviously Riku is not gonna be popping up, right?
Okay, sorry.
Obviously, it's gonna pick him as he's gone,
as he comes.
Look at that! Look at that timing as he's sitting down. We finally get Riku on the board.
So Riku, we're just saying, which opponent do you fear the most?
I think at this point, their own opponent. I don't want to play again.
Of course. But which one do you fear the most?
I don't know. I think could be Dorian or Lorenzo. No.
I think it was that one.
I think it must be that one, right? Yeah. So, all right, I got it almost there. Lorenzo. Right, so Riku versus Lorenzo. Maybe Aaron, give us a little bit of background on this Emperor Riku character. Who is this, and what has he achieved?
This no name who's never opened good decks, he's never sold good decks, and really hasn't done a whole lot compared to his wife, especially. But no. Emperor Riku is a name we all know and love, and he's got the accolades to back up just so much. Just an incredible player, incredible, just like. His knowledge of the game is crazy. Like all of these matchups, we're saying stuff, and he's probably just sitting there like, "What are you saying?" This matchup is so easy to call. What's going to happen every time? Yeah, that picture is perfect.
So beautiful.
But obviously, most recent accolade, Archon Open champion. playing Vi, a pretty nasty Amber Skies deck. Yeah, just a champion in so many ways, and especially putting this event together. So excited to see what you can do in this, Riku.
Yeah. Again, he was the one that made me lose Archon Open at KFC with that deck. So
I also lost to him in Archon Open at KFC.
Eternally
so
not
appreciate
grateful
that.
to him for beating me. But then again, I did
But he
flip
beat
him with
you
the
much
judo
later
throw.
than he beat me. He beat me in like round 2.
Yeah. Well, and Lorenzo is a German player. Very very likable guy. Played in Madrid full tour, sealed runner up, and so that's interesting that these two match up because the person on the left beat me in the final, while as the person on the right lost to me in the final. But to be honest, my 3 pots were superior to his 3 pots, and that he made it that far with not subpar pots, but made it work. Actually, speaks to his craftiness and knowledge of Keyforge, because he manages to make the most out of the stuff that he was given, and I think a lot of people wouldn't have made it into the top cut with those pots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so when I first start playing competitive, I start very late. I start in Matt Musician era, and then other time Lorenzo won the KPL. So I think I don't really remember, but I saw him play, and I really admire how
Mm.
he played the game. Yeah, I saw so he one of the player that I'm a fan of when I first start playing, and we have a long history between us that we have a lot of competitive match after that, but I always lost to him. Only the recent NKFL, only the recent
Yeah.
There's the
NKFL.
other way around. Yeah.
That week I won against him. That's the only time I won against him. Then all the time
You lost.
I
I
yeah
see
I
Lorenzo's
lost.
also in the chat
I mean
here.
I mean I also play against him in many other tournament and like KPL qualifier or something, and I also lost to him. So but basically it's like
Your
my nemesis.
Angstgegner, as they say in German, your most feared opponent. So it's
And
going to
all you
be a
did in
very
NKFL is make him angry. Now he's coming back for revenge.
yeah. So
Both competitive players, though, you can see both of their quotes. You got Veni Vidi Vici from Emperor Riku, and then I want it all from Lorenzo. So they are both they're out to win it.
Yeah. Let me see
Sadly,
if
one of them will be knocked out round 1.
Let
Because that
me
is
see if I
just
pulled up Lorenzo's
the brutality of this tournament.
because I was expecting an ass, but no ass.
Ooh.
No ass. So maybe Riku. What is that accolade that is open champion?
I don't know, but in my opinion, it's the most beautiful accolade God Galaxy design, because all the rest on the God accolade it looks so bad.
You don't have to rub it in, Riku. Come on, I was so close to having that one. Stop. Yeah, interesting.
So maybe not. Yeah.
I'm looking at Eddie Redlines.
Yeah, so more non-GR versus non-GR here. So we're going to see, I mean, it'll be really interesting. A lot of the GR is playing itself, right? So we're going to see a lot of GR knocking each other out, but that means we're also going to lose a lot of these other decks. So we're going to lose a TOC or an Amber Skies right away here.
Yeah.
But man, this is a crazy matchup.
It's got a lot of speed on Record Keeper as well. I'm not sure how much it relies on archiving, but it does have Dysania, which could be crucial in this matchup where you cannot use the cards archived by the other player. Yeah, again, yeah. So you mentioned that at the same time that I bring that up. That the Dysania could be quite a key card in this matchup as well, because the Titan Sentry, you want to forge with those cards. So very interesting to see this one. I think 2 masterminds trying to
token is
forge.
The Aerialist.
Sorry, was that?
Which is kind of interesting. The token, there's a question in the chat what the token was. It's the Aerialist, which is one of the Skyborn ones, but I don't think this deck really cares too much about tokens.
I also don't think
the card value in this deck is kind of insane.
There should be something that makes token makers. How many of them are there? There's some token generation, but yeah, I think that's not the main game plan, not the main
Shavai does have some creature control, right? So it's not necessarily the board clears, but you've got, I mean, the double red line, double against all flags is already one of your big things. And then both decks having archive control or kind of archive disruption will also be really big.
You guys cannot see the camera from Riku, but I can, and I'm kind of fiddling about a bit nervously. I'm like, I don't know if that's good or bad.
These were both Riku. These were both the first round bans of your NKFL match, right? He
Yeah.
banned and you banned.
Yeah.
So you're both scared of those decks. Yeah. Well, we don't want
very interesting.
Don't want you to spoil too much about this this matchup.
I think I can only say one thing, that is that Lorenzo deck, the record keeper, only have 6 boys, 6 able control. I mean ritual control, and it's the very important thing is that the unnatural selection. That will be a very key card in the matchup, and I think none other card will be matter that much unless he can rush faster.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will be depend on do we have the ability to clear my board or not.
Right.
I think that will be the only thing I can say for now.
Well, and that's a really tricky one when the unnatural selection is also your only way of killing the key frog on play, right?
Yeah. So you kind of want to save it to kill your frog, but you need it in certain situations.
That'll make it really interesting. I'm excited to see that one for sure.
Yeah. So we only have 2 players left, and Benji and Dorian. This is funny. I think these are the 2 Benjamins duking it out pretty much at the end of the bracket here.
They're also probably 2 of the youngest players.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Benjamins
in this.
Yeah.
Oh, is that like a slang for a kid?
It is, at least in the Netherlands.
That's not a U.S. way. That's not a U.S. slang for anything.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Some Europeans back me up here. Or just
That's like we use that for like to mean our dollar bills because we have Benjamin Franklin in our dollar bills. That's the only time you
make
use
it
Benjamin.
All about
that's like
yourself. So we have
every country does.
Should we actually? Does it matter who's on top? It doesn't.
Oh yeah, $100 bills. Sorry. Yeah.
So
did I say $1 bills? I probably did.
It doesn't
I don't
matter.
even know my own slang.
No, in this case, it doesn't matter who's on the part of this. Yeah, Benjamin Button.
All right.
Benjamin Button. See, there's a movie about Benjamin Button who starts old and becomes younger as the grows younger. I don't know. It's a reverse kind of movie. Anyway, we have these 2 youngsters here, and obviously Dorian being world champion, former world champion, because somebody's wife now holds that title, and Benji I think is how old was Benji? Is it like 13 or something?
Yeah, 13 I think. I believe he's 13.
13,
or 14 this year I think.
It's crazy to me, honestly, because the French, France national Archon runner-up, there's so many great French players as well, and if you are 13 and you become the runner-up, that is someone with a lot of potential and already competing at the top level.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Dorian only give me the 2023 Action World Champion. That's why his achievement over there only have one live, but he also won a photo in 2023.
Yeah. So another European matchup actually. So Gearsong versus Lesue's Rain. I almost cannot imagine them not bringing those decks because they've had so much success with it, and also they're quite well known. I mean, in Europe for sure. So let's see if they do bring it, and of course they do both bring their respective.
Oh, they don't. There's no Gearsong.
Yeah, no Gearsong.
Whoa! Ow!
Also,
mind blown. Whoa.
Pink Fall is the only code of action deck in the group. So if anybody vote for the first set, then
yeah, I did vote for Kota because I was banking on fraud Gearsong. Oh, so he does not. Wow. interesting. Then this must be a TOC Katina Fiend, I'm expecting.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
with Markup this,
It's
Big
another
Snow.
nasty one.
Oh man. And you look on the left, there's 3 Junk Restorations and an Island. Luckily for Dorian, he does have quite some artifact control. Also with the Seas Forge, imagine not having artifact control versus a Seas Forge deck. I think you'd start crying in the corner somewhere. And be like, yeah, hope he doesn't draw it fast. Yeah. So
might be a little bit of the other way around this time. I think there's some. It'll actually be interesting. So low creature control on Le Suzerain's side there could be pretty rough against those Katina Fiends. But again, it's kind of one of those situations where the deck is so fast that maybe you just ignore the board for the most part.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This looks like I could see tough stuff for both sides to deal with. But I think you said the artifact control on Dorian's side could be really, really big.
It will be very important. You want to hold on to that to do it at the right moment. Because if you didn't have that and the Seas Forge is just there, then yeah, there's not that much happening, you know. Yeah. Shall we have a look at the complete bracket? Because we filled all the names now.
Let's do it.
So here we are. I hope you guys can see it a little bit. There's not really a way for me to zoom in a bit more, and we will actually make a nicer look and post that later when it's all wrapped up. But for now, we use this Excel sheet.
But I want to say this one is also look very good because I cannot spend a lot of time to make it for us. So
true.
I really appreciate effort.
Yeah, we don't want to criticize that, but it's there's a lot of Excel magic happening in the background, and we thank Algernon so much for doing that, and also some for the statistics and everything. He's done a lot, so thank you for setting that up. And again, let's reiterate a little bit. So there's the top left of the bracket, the bottom left, the top right, and the bottom right, where one of those 8 players will go to the semifinals. And we have our top 8 predictions somewhere as well. So maybe let's go to the top 8 predictions, see who we voted for the most, come back to the bracket, see which dreams are still alive, which dreams will be crushed. Yeah. So, I think Riku, you must have made a mistake with this graphic, because there's no way you're number 1 and I'm not on the list, right? It's also rigged. This whole thing is rigged.
And also, all of Emperor Riku's alt accounts.
yeah. All the bots that he bought to vote. Yeah. I don't know, but seriously, Riku, Vargas, Bamboo, Harmed, Flaming Hobo, all kind of in the same vote range. Shaka, Sheep, and JDG rounding up the top 8. Obviously, all well-known players. Do they meet each other somewhere? I can already see that on the top left of the bracket. I think we have Sheep, Harmed, Bamboo. That's 3 of them. Is there more?
Yeah, a lot of these players do meet early. So we've got
they do meet early.
Each other in second round, and then third round they could be against Sheep.
Yeah.
Among them, I am pretty sure Bamboo and Ham cannot be in the top 8 together.
No, they cannot.
They will meet in the top 16. If they win, they must.
Vargas and Hobo will meet each other.
Yeah. They also Flaming Hobo and Vargas will not be in the top 8 together.
Do you have any of the favorites on your side, Riku? It's JDG at the top.
Yeah, but JDG and me, if we all win, we can also be in the top 8 together. So yeah.
So that one could still be true.
Yeah. So there's 2 on the bottom right? 3 on the top left. 2
we all assumed that already, Astron.
Yeah.
We just came into it knowing they could not be on the same side of the bracket.
But I have to say to you, the person who click and make the whale of fortune is not me. It's Block Judo. I didn't do anything.
Sure.
Lord Judo just is getting some extra Vietnamese decks out of this.
Yeah, I need
That's
those
what I
as
hear.
well. Yeah.
It is the exact opposite corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Or almost the exact opposite, but all right, let's take a look at those predictions one more time. Anything else we're
Yeah, so we have these predictions. Obviously, you voted for in the Discord, and let me quickly go to the other predictions because there is pricing involved here as well. And let me see if I'm doing that right. Boom. There's a prediction leaderboard where every vote that you guys cast on the set and on the house distribution, if you got all of them right, you would have gotten 6 points. If you got 5 of them, obviously 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so forth. And a lot of
So yeah, the list is the list of people with 5 point is very long because I guess I believe the guessing the right house and the right set can be very easy. I mean
Sure.
I mostly make it easy in the event so that everybody can join if they want.
It's so easy that I'm not in this top list, right? I think I only got 4 points. So easy, Riku. Yeah, so easy.
No, I mean a lot of people didn't get the maximum point because they didn't vote on of the option. They only vote like 2 times or 3 times, and I didn't. Yeah, and you are the exception.
But there is some interesting statistic here. So GR is 50% of the field, which is quite insane. That one set is dominating the field so much. So it'll be interesting to see if that's also reflected in the final result.
But only half is already a big improvement from last year.
There was
That's
even
true.
a higher percentage of GR.
So for like the Vault Tours, right? It was for Vault Tours, it was probably like what 60-70% at least in most of them. More than that, maybe. Yeah. At least in the top cut, it was almost all GR except for Fraud and a few other random ones.
Yeah, and the house distribution, I think, guys. So it was the one that almost everyone got right, and then I think it's Logos and Mars. For me, this was also one because I was banking on more quota. But guys, thought Logos, Mars, yeah, not too surprising. Untamed coming in quite close. What do you think that set is from? That Untamed.
That's going to be TOC for a big chunk of it, right? Because a lot of them are going to do the Key Frog kind of stuff. Both Citizen and then at least Lorenzo's deck, I think, are doing that. There might have been a couple others.
Yeah, so all four TOC deck have Untamed.
Oh, all 4 of them. Okay.
Quick Draw says it took a gamble on WoW. I thought I saw more than 2 though. I think it's Faith and Faith and what was the other one?
Yeah, I think there was just the 2.
Yeah. Algernon statistics are not wrong. They must be right. Huh? Yeah.
But just high level, were you both expecting GR to be less or more than this? Or is this about what you thought?
This is about where I thought GR to be. I think this is Ember Skies and TOC have tools, they can do things, but the tournament is so stacked, you want to go with something you're comfortable or familiar with. So you kind of fall back to what you know. I guess that was a bit my reasoning here. Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Riku?
Yeah, I think this is my expectation. I know that Grim Reminder will still be dominate, but at first I thought there will be more token of chain, but then it's very surprising that we only got 4 token of chain.
Yeah. I'd say That's what surprised me the most.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily how much
with
GR
tokens
there
of
was,
change,
but how
would you
little tokens of change there was. I
would you
definitely thought there
expect
would have been
Katina
more.
fiends then only, or
Thralls maybe. There's no
Thralls?
Thrall decks.
Yeah.
But even just like the non-token parts of those decks can be so potent. But I think they maybe struggle against the GR creature control, so that we might see some interesting sort of like rock paper scissors between that Amber Skies and GR. But we'll see. That I don't think there's been enough of those two sets in events to really know for sure yet.
So
this will
Astron
be a
also
big,
kind of
like,
shares the same sentiment that I was pointing out. Like if I would have played Amber Skies, I have more playtime compared to my GR deck. And that's your point as well, right? If there's more events where you have a chance to let these decks prove themselves, then you feel more comfortable bringing them to such a high level competition. I think we it's almost 2 hours already.
It's been
we did
it's been
expect
fun
this
though,
to
super
run,
exciting.
Yeah. There's so much to talk about, and there's still so much.
You know what? My prediction, my timestamps are almost perfect.
Wow.
Almost perfect.
Almost
but I think
perfect.
we're good to wrap
it's almost
this up.
Like
and
we
like
we rehearsed this, right?
Do you want them to think we did or not?
I don't know. I'll leave that in the middle. We spent 2 hours yesterday running the whole thing. It's pre-recorded.
No. I don't want them to expect too much of us.
No. Yeah. No cats and dogs. There was some hard work and prep involved, and I'm glad you guys all appreciate that. So now is kind of like the kickoff of the tournament, right, Riku? Maybe you wanna say some words or do like a I don't know what.
I don't know. It's no. It's almost 4 a.m. for me. So
yeah, it's quite.
He's done. He doesn't have any more words.
He needs to be quiet.
I
mean, can sleep. Yeah.
Good luck to all these competitors. Again, this is going to be a brutal tournament.
Yeah.
Single elimination. All of these players deserve to be here, right?
Yes.
But half of them are going to be gone after the first round. So we just want to acknowledge, like, thank you all so much for signing up, for getting everything in, for getting us on here on time. Let's kick this off.
Yeah, I think you should remind the participant about how they work with
exactly
how they work with the media team.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to highlight as well, because by now or soon there will be some channels in the Discord, and all the participants of each match will be assigned to those channels, where the members of the media team will also be present. And since we want to kind of catch all of the matches, we want to try to record all of them, the TOC games screen recording, but we also want to try to capture all of the game logs. So if everyone can kind of like help out by copying the game logs and not hitting rematch like right away, because we have some analysis that we're working on thanks to Snoopy. He's built a tool that parses game logs, and I think we're also trying to see if Zenzik can also help out with the tool that they built to get even more juicy statistics and recordings of these games going forward. So again, there will be rooms for each matchup. Media team will be there. Try to arrange a time where someone from the media team can help you out, capture the game, capture the logs, and we try to plan maybe a weekly recap of all the matches and bring you the statistics from this. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Vargas. Yes. Hope you guys enjoy the tournament as much as we kind of also. Obviously, we enjoy doing the prep and doing the stream and bringing more coverage to this high-level gameplay. Because in the end, we all want Keyforge to, grow and succeed. Maybe Aaron, some final words from you, and then I'll just hit the trailer for one more time because it's done so well. By maybe shout out Riku to D Hong, or how do I?
Yeah, how do you say that? I didn't say it before because I didn't want to mispronounce it.
Yeah. Sorry.
The
how do you pronounce?
He made the trailer.
Or Doom.
Doom.
The one who made the trailer. How do you pronounce his name?
it's Huang. You can call him Huang. Yeah.
Completely
He
I
butchered.
can't say that.
yeah
Okay.
he worked for me in K-pop Vietnam, and he specialized in filming and editing. So yeah, thank him. I
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you very much. I'm gonna hand it over to Aaron. You do some closing words. I'll hit the trailer, and good night or good day
Yeah.
to everyone.
Not too much. If you're not in our Discord yet, and not in the Final Refrain Discord, get in there. You'll see all the information posted. We're going to get the brackets will be up. We're going to have more predictions. We're going to have matches are going to be getting posted in the media channel all the time. I just posted that on the chat. Again, we have a huge team of people who want to help us get those either recorded or streamed. And we're going to try and just do as good a coverage of this amazing event, but also just want to give a huge shout out to our competitors again. You all are awesome. You're here because you've proven yourselves to be here, and we're just so excited to see you all play and enjoy this tournament. And Riku, huge thanks again for organizing this. This would not be possible without you.
Indeed. Enjoy the trailer,
Now go to
guys.
bed.
Have a good one.